Take a look at that, folks. If you've missed anything, you're at the right place, because we're going to encapsulate and talk about all the stuff that happened during the Madison Square Garden rally, folks. Absolutely incredible. Packed to the brim. They said he couldn't do it. And look at what happened, folks. This is New York, in deep blue New York, folks. Deep blue New York. There is a sea of effing red. Trump will fix it. Dream big. Oh my God. Talk about sealing the deal, folks. Sealing the deal. That's exactly what he just did right now, folks. The deal is sealed. He and Melania, folks. Unbelievable. That's great. Look at this. This is phenomenal. Woo! The crowd is going absolutely crazy. You can hear it. Yeah, this is a white supremacist movement. Yes. Nazis all over the place. That is an iconic picture, folks. Remember this picture. This is going to be an iconic political history, folks, is being made here. That's right, folks. God bless the USA. And the mainstream media, they're calling this what? The Nazi rally, reminiscent of the 1930s. These guys are so unbelievable, stricken with Trump derangement syndrome. It is unbelievable. They're just putting their own nails in their own political coffin by talking about this huge rally of patriotic Americans in that disgusting, vile, evil way that Democrats and liberals and the political, legacy establishment has done. So you see, folks, in the aftermath, what you missed. Hulk Hogan, Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson. I mean, unbelievable stuff, folks. Unbelievable. So here were the 20,000 diehards plus. And there said there was nearly 75,000 people outside watching on the jumbotrons in and around the block area there. It was just unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Mayor Eric Adams also gave a shout out. And he spoke up there, saying he claimed he got indicted for criticizing Biden's handling of the Biden migrant crisis. That's exactly what happened. I mean, take a look at all this stuff that happened, the latest updates. Melania Trump took the stage. Dr. Phil held a therapy session. Hulk Hogan made a surprise appearance. Tucker Carlson calls Kamala Harris Samoan and Malaysian low IQ. RFK Jr. came out to deafening cheers. Here is the cover. Part of my... I took this picture and pasted it onto the thumbnail for the YouTube video. MSG is actually MAGA Square Garden. Love it. Love it. Rave review for Trump's marathon 6-hour MSG rally. What do they say? The guy has balls. Star-studded guest lineup. Such a statement to hold this major event in a liberal city. So packed. Judah Klein, 27 of Midwood, Brooklyn, said, "This is my president." Goes on to say, "I think he energized New York. And when you come to Madison Square Garden, not only is it full, but there are tens of thousands of people outside that can't even get in the arena. Thousands are joining the streets." This is from the executive, Nassau County executive, Bruce Blakeman. Another great picture there. Vivek Ramaswamy, Newt Gingrich, Speaker Johnson, Matt Gaetz. Let's see what else. Yep, Frank Sinatra's New Yorker, New York. Another iconic picture here. Trump and Melania. Very rare appearance. She tries to stay out of the limelight, but when she enters, boy, does she make an entrance. Does she compare her to Glenn Walls? Oh my God, oh, you take a look at Glenn Walls and you just cringe. It's cringeworthy looking at her. They took her off the trail because they saw in there whatever they were looking at, the statistics, the data, whatever was coming their way, she was turning off men and women. So they got her the hell off of the campaign trail, much to the chagrin of Tim AWOL AWOL Walls. His wife is now AWOL. Oh, Trump was talking about that he's receiving high levels of Muslim support. Did you see the clip, folks? The mayor of Dearborn, Bill Blasey, Muslim mayor, endorsed Trump. Amir Ghalib, mayor of Hamtramck, Michigan, all majority Muslim council, the only majority Muslim city in America, plus, another probably half a dozen to a dozen huge leaders within the Arab American community. And remember, the Arab American community right now, he's got a 4 to 5 point lead. That was, a few weeks ago with the poll done by Zogby within the Arab American community. And then they just took a look at also just the Arab Muslim community. So there's two different subsets there, but both of them heavily are going towards Trump or a third candidate. So Trump talked about that he claimed he saw a CNN reporter almost choke reporting the news. He said, "Did anybody see what took place? I was with the Muslims yesterday in Michigan. When the polls came out, Democrats 100%. I had 0. And yesterday, I watched this anchor on CNN almost choke." And as they said, something is happening. A poll just came out. Trump's at 59, Kamala's at 8 with Muslim population. Trump went on to say, Muslims just want to have peace. They're joining his cause along with the Jews and Catholics. And the Republican Party has become the party of inclusion, and there's something very nice about that. And he goes on to say, hey, he's looking to win New York, needling, trolling the Democrats, trolling the political pundits, trolling Kamala Harris in her campaign. Look, folks, at this time in 2020, Biden was up in New York by 23 points. He won by 23 points. I mean, I think he was up high double digits going into the election for New York. I don't think right now, polls are showing Kamala anywhere, depending where you look, she's up 7 to, let's say, 11 to 12 in that range. But let's even give her 12. Heck, let's even give her 15. That's still 8-point shift to the right in New York City. And if you take a look at what's happening in New Jersey right now, at least in the early voting, Republicans and Democrats are pretty much in early voting. They're pretty much tied, which is unbelievable. Trump claims his dead father is looking down. Now, when anybody else says something like that, you always hear sports athletes when they ask, well, what would your parents think? Or if your parents had passed away, they say, mom or dad or my, whatever. They're looking down upon me from heaven and they know what I've done. Trump says it and they say claims as if he's, weird or something. But they have a problem with religion, the Democrats, the progressives, the mainstream media. They do have a problem with religion. They do. Anybody's religion, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or Hindu, or agnostic, whatever. Well, not if you're agnostic or atheist. They love that. But you happen to be part of any religious organization. Oh, and especially if you're Christian, forget about it. You're persona non grata in the Democratic Party. Oh. He gave a shout out to Mayor Adams. He was indicted by these lunatics. He said, we want to thank Mayor Adams. He's going through a hard time with these people. Trump further said that, noting Adams' criticism of the migrant crisis, he goes, I predicted he'd be indicted for saying that, and now they've indicted him. Yep, weaponizing the DOJ to go after your enemies, whether they're Republican or Democrats. And of course, the AP, there is no evidence Adams was indicted for his concerns. Bull effing shit. Bullshit. Trump calls his son Barron the king of the internet. He says he's going to vow to let RFK Jr. go wild on hell, just like he's going to let Elon Musk go wild in terms of, bringing down the cost overruns in the bureaucracy, finding fraud, cleaning up the mess, saving trillions upon trillions of dollars. There was something out there that said that if Elon Musk, gets put in charge of looking at, government spending and government oversight, he's going to save the American taxpayers. He's going to save like a couple of $1 trillion, folks. That's how much waste and spending and pork that goes on with our government, from both parties. RFK, what a great endorsement. Tulsi Gabbard, another great endorsement. Talks about Elon Musk's dark MAGA hat. Dark MAGA. Most of the audience, he pulls them, right? He's gone a little different direction this year. And I think that was a huge mistake in 2020 not to, include early voting, mail-in balloting, whatever it takes, folks. Bank that vote, whatever it takes. You've got to go out and vote. And now, if this strategy pans out, which I think it does in terms of the early mail-in balloting, MIB, and the in-person early voting, IPEV, if those trends are holding like they're doing in Nevada, in Florida, in North Carolina, in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, if Republicans, conservatives, they come out and embrace this, that firewall that the Democrats have always talked about that they used to have in Florida, they have in Pennsylvania and the other swing states. If we can literally crush and bring those firewalls down with early voting, stay even with the Democrats or close to even, or maybe even surpass them, which would be great, but just stay there so we don't have to make up that huge difference and just rely upon, election day to bring victory. And that will also sort out a lot of the cheating and the other thing that's going on out there as well, folks. Another great picture here. Trump will fix it. We will fix it. Slam Kamala for not telling us about Biden. Just another great iconic picture, folks. Politically iconic picture. Said Kamala can't even put two sentences together. She's just like crooked Joe Biden. Never told us that Joe is not functioning properly. I love that. He says that Harris' presidency would gamble with the lives of millions. So true, so true. Says she's a train wreck. destroyed everything in her path. She'd get us into World War III. He talked about the hurricane response, worse than Katrina. Spent all their money. That's true. The Biden administration, Kamala too, FEMA said they didn't have any money. Remember that idiot Mayorkas, that retard, that fraudster, that, despicable, evil, just lying to Congress, allowing millions and millions of illegals to come in the country and then saying, no, nothing like that's happening. Most secure border ever. The bullshit he was peddling at those congressional hearings, talking about the hurricane response, absolutely worse than Katrina. Spent their money on bringing illegal immigrants, spending money on illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, instead of United States citizens in response to the hurricane. We all know. We all know. And yes, deportation, absolutely, folks. Abso-freaking-lutely. And let's start with the illegal aliens who are convicted of crimes. Those are the ones that first have to go and never be allowed back. Never be allowed back at all. Talks about his pledge to slash energy costs within half a year. Talked about his no taxes on tips. He's even talked about, okay, getting rid of the, tax burden. I think Trump, when he gets into office, he really, really should take a look and seeing how we can do a flat tax, folks, a flat tax. And here, as we talked about right now, new tax breaks for family givers. New policy. He will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. That's absolutely huge. It's time to recognize these workers. And this is the question you have to ask yourself, folks, and we'll end it here. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? That's the question that's asked. And if you take right track, wrong track, they said 79% of Americans currently are saying we're on the wrong track. 8 out of 10, folks. 8 out of 10. I just don't see how this race is that close. I just don't. I see Trump at 345. I think he's going to flip New Hampshire. He's going to flip New Mexico. He's going to flip New Hampshire. He's going to flip Virginia, Nebraska too, maybe Maine at large. He's taken Nevada. He's taken Georgia. He's taken Arizona. He's taken Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina. 345 to 193. That's the way I have it. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasser Shake Show. I've been your host. My name is Dr. Nasser. A few minutes already. Check out all our other video links in our video list on our YouTube page. We have a few links above and below for you to take a look at. My final thought is always, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, y'all take care and stay safe.